Hi, this is Phil.
And Dave from Revocation.
And you're listening to metalstorm.net.
Crowd reaction to the new material since the album just dropped a couple weeks ago?
Crowd reaction's been killer. We've been playing 2 new songs in the set list, and we put these songs out before the album was released, so people, I think, already kind of knew them a little bit. But yeah, they've been going apeshit every night, and since the album came out, in the last week, a lot of good feedback from people at shows. And, a lot of people seem to have bought it already, so it's been received really well.
You guys cracked the Billboard 200 at, I want to say, 158.
Yep.
Was it the first time ever for a Revocation album?
Yep, it's the first time on Billboard, on the actual Billboard charts for us. We've gotten like heat seekers and stuff like that before, but as far as the Billboard proper, this is our first time. So we're really thankful for that, and I just want to say thanks to all our fans for supporting us, and picking up the record. And first week sales, are really huge, and they can help dictate a whole year of touring and whatnot. And, I think the notion today is that record sales don't matter, or this or that. But the fact of the matter is, in terms of support from the label, support from like booking agents and all that kind of stuff, record sales make a big difference. So we couldn't be more pleased with the fact that we over doubled our sales from the last record for first week.
And we were right under Thriller.
Right under Thriller.
Yeah, we almost beat Thriller that week.
Michael Jackson territory.
Nipping on his heels. We're getting there.
Here you go. Now, did you guys have material left over from Chaos of Forms, or for the new album, was it all new material?
We always have kind of a surplus of stuff floating around, riffs and just various parts here and there, whether it be a couple riffs or even a whole song. Kind of kicking around. So yeah, we definitely had some. I mean, there were songs we recorded on the new one, or at least parts that we wrote when we were still teenagers.
Right.
Like playing in my parents' basement. So we always kind of just take from our body material and make the most cohesive album we can out of it. So yeah, there's always stuff kicking around somewhere.
The Hive, I'd say, would be a good example of that, because like the first riff and the verse riff we've had for.
And the bridge, especially.
No, the bridge was brand new.
No.
The Hive?
Remember, that was the poking riff.
I think you're thinking of
solo riff.
I think you're thinking of
anyway,
Numbing Agents.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah. He doesn't know the songs, but it's cool because
number 4.
He doesn't have to.
Number 4.
I'm talking about number 1. Phil.
Oh, number 1. Sorry.
Anyway, the Hive. Those first 2 riffs in that song we've had for years and years and years. You can edit this all in post, right? Anyway,
just put a big black rectangle over me.
The bridge section was brand new, and so I mean, there's a song where you have some riffs that are super old and some riffs that were one of the most recent riffs that I'd written for the record, all in the same song. So kind of what Phil was saying, where it's a mixture of stuff, and I was trying to give an example, and Phil fucked it all up.
But it was a funny kind of exchange between us. So what's a better interview?
That's true.
That self-titled album has a lot more new thrash elements in it than your prior ones. Did it just work out like that, or was that?
Yeah, I think that, well, the new material for me is the darkest and heaviest we've written yet, so the thrashy parts, even though they have like the thrash beat to them, they still, I think, have like a tinge of maybe like some death metal aspects to their sound, which I think is, maybe makes that sort of a newer thrash sound.
Death came from thrash, so.
Yeah, well, yeah, it gives it, it gives it that, some contrast. I think that's what we always try and go for, in our riffs, even if we're playing, thrash metal, we want to try and approach it the way Revocation would approach it, which is to say that, we don't want to just, play riffs that are, recycled Exodus riffs or whatever. We want to try, I mean, obviously we're influenced by those bands, but we want to try and, do our own thing with them and bring something new to the genre. But I think, hopefully we achieve that with this one. I mean, again, I think it's our darkest and most pissed off record to date. But obviously there's certainly always going to be an element of thrash in every one of our releases because we're so passionate about the genre.
Now with Brad being part of the lineup now, did his sound influence the sound of the album? Or his style of playing?
He was able to bring some new stuff to the table and sort of add different textures and parts that we wouldn't have been able to otherwise.
his technique is, you know, he's got a lot of different things that he can bring to the table, whether it's like tapping or, you know, just even the way he, you know, his pick playing, you know, he's got a certain style about him, and some of his like fills and stuff like that. So, you know, I brought a lot of the riffs to him, you know, had my own ideas for a lot of the stuff, certainly, but, you know, also let him do his own thing, you know, in some of the more open sections, like on Fract, for example. You know, I was like, okay, here's like the basic, what the roots are doing, you know, for the bass, in my mind, but, you know, kind of do your own thing with it, and he came back with this really cool flowing tapping part over that whole bridge section that I felt really, you know, brought it to the next level. So it was cool working with him and collaborating with him on that front, because, you know, he's able to bring stuff to the table that previously we just weren't able to do, because, you know, every different player has their own strengths and weaknesses, and Brett's got a lot of, you know, just awesome ideas that he brings to the table, and, you know, can do a lot because he's got, you know, a lot of dexterity on his instrument.
The decision to make that, what's that, your fourth full length?
Yeah.
To make it self-titled, was that before or after the music was written?
Mostly after, I guess.
Yeah, it was like,
most part.
yeah. Whenever we think about, like, you know, that kind of thing, you know, you want most of the music and stuff like that and the vibe to be there.
Usually lyrics and vocals for us come
At the
dead
end.
last.
Yeah.
We always just write our songs out instrumentally for however long, and then at the end we'll write lyrics and then get song titles and stuff from that. So yeah, that was kind of an afterthought for the music.
Phil, you guys been a touring machine before, but now the new album dropped, so you're gonna tour extensively. What's next for Revocation after Summer Slaughter?
Well, we're going to Europe with Black Dahlia Murder and Aborted for the Ever Black tour. That's about 3.5 weeks. Hitting a lot of, you know, Germany and UK dates, a little Scandinavia. After that, we're going out with Death Angel, 3 Inches of Blood, Battle Cross, and Diamond Plate for like 6 weeks. So we're basically on the road till mid-November. And then, you know, it's just going to be more of the same. I mean, we're just starting the album cycle now, so it's just going to be more relentless touring, and, you know, we'll see what happens for the winter. That's basically all we have set on the table now. We're going to Puerto Rico in December, but that's basically it. But, you know, stuff will keep trickling in, I'm sure, so we'll definitely be on the road.
Cool. Last words to your fans?
You know, the album's out, check it out. We'll still be touring and supporting it for, you know, the next
Ever?
10 years.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, thanks to everyone that picked it up
Yes,
first
thank
week,
you.
and you know, please continue to support the band, and you know, if you haven't picked up the record yet, please go out and get it. Yeah, come say what's up to us at a show. Have a beverage or two.
water, you know.
Water.
It's safe.
Stay hydrated.
PBR or tonic and gin?
Gin and tonic.
How do you remember?
I think both.
Yeah, I mixed them together.
Yeah.
Gin and PBRs.
That's right. You don't need the tonic water in there. It's just taking up precious booze space.
PBR space.
Yeah.
All right, thanks guys.
Thank you.
Dave, you were at NAMM this
Yep.
year. This was your first time appearance at NAMM. How was the overall experience for you?
I loved it. I had a great time. I got to hang out with a bunch of buddies and just see a ton of awesome gear. I mean, the whole thing's just in a giant like airplane hangar, and you just, you know, walk from one booth to the next, and there's just all this crazy boutique gear and just awesome guitars, cool amps, killer effects pedals, and yeah, and, you know, just getting to put back a couple drinks with some buddies was a really good time too.
You are endorsed by Jackson,
Yes.
correct? Now, the new album, did you use anything different as far as amps or pedals or?
No, I mean, this time around, we basically used the same setup that we did on Terra to Genesis. So it was, you know, Jackson guitars through EVH amps, which is cool because the EVHs are what we play live. So, you know, we made a decision to bring them into the studio for the EP, and just love the way you know, they sounded in the studio. The tone was great, thick, but cut through. So we did the same thing this time around with the guitars. You know, it's cool because it's, you know, we use them live, we also use them in the studio, so we're really getting a lot of mileage out of those things.
Now, does Brad use them also?
No, Brett uses live. He's going through an Ampeg cabinet. I think a Mesa head. We usually in the studio we're doing, like, you know, some kind of mixture of like Sans amp and other, you know, stuff. So I'm not exactly sure for bass.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Awesome.